So, OBS didn't record any of my fucking audio for that reaction trailer. So you're getting this instead. Let's fucking go. Alright, so as I mentioned in the teaser video, I will not be doing a reaction video to the all of the announcements from the KH20 event trailer because OBS lost all of my fucking audio. So, while I'm going through this analysis of the trailer, which is pretty much off the cuff, like I've got it was 13 pages, it's now a 14-page analysis that I'm gonna be kind of reading through. A lot of this is off the cuff. I'm gonna be like posting like throughout like certain scenes like the video capture of my reaction because I don't know, those are funny, I guess. I don't fucking know. I am pretty fucking upset between losing the KH4 audio, I actually lost my Smash Bros reaction footage, and oh god, there was something, oh yeah, the fucking lines I was recording. Anyway, so I want to talk about the 20th anniversary trailer that was shown off on the 10th, and yeah, just very off the cuff. This is going to include like talking about what goes on in the trailer, a little bit of analysis, a little bit of theory. So yeah. So we're gonna start off with Dark Road. Oh, also, before I get into this, to prepare for some of this stuff, like, I refreshed myself on Dark Road. I watched all of the cutscenes in Dark Road. This is like the deep dive that I fucking went into. I rewatched the Dark Road stuff. I watched all of Yazora's cutscenes, and Nameless Stars cutscenes. And I watched all of the Versus 13 trailers. Thank you to 13th Vessel. You really should check out his channel because 13th Vessel, what they've got is a video of like all of like the remastered, like as high quality trailers of Versus 13 as it is, because I will be mentioning Versus 13 in this video. Not a whole lot of it, but just there's things that I have to point out because, like it or not, and I don't know why some people don't like it, there are very much influences of Versus 13 that we've seen in Kingdom Hearts 4. Now, as for my personal opinion on it, I think that's fine because, you know what? I mean, I liked Final Fantasy 15. I genuinely love Final Fantasy 15, but if we get the stuff that we weren't able to get through Versus 13 and we get it in KH4, then that's fucking cool. I don't fucking care. So anyway, let's start off with Dark Road. So, the Dark Road section starts off with Old Nort in the Dwarf Woodlands asking the mirror if he remembers him. We later see that Kid Nort, Kid Eraqus, and I don't know how to pronounce her name. I keep saying Vor. I'm sorry if that's not correct. I'm gonna refer to her as Vor. Ver, how do you pronounce, or whatever, I'm not gonna look it up, I don't give a shit. So we see the three of them fighting the magic mirror. So obviously in the same vein that Xehanort went back to Wonderland after their initial visit to Wonderland 4 years later, he's obviously visiting like some beings of darkness or whatever, what have you, throughout various points in his life. So we cut from that to Vor asking why everyone wants to be Keyblade Masters. I'm thinking this is probably before the Upperclassmen went missing. Baldur is there, and everybody looks happy, and it seems that going from this point forward, nobody's gonna be fucking happy. By the way, I'm referring to, so you should watch, I definitely recommend watching Sonny Novus's video about like young Xehanort's like whole journey thing. A lot of these I'll be linking in the description. He's referring to Xehanort as he was training in Skull Island as Kid Xehanort. I will also be referring to him as Kid Xehanort. Young Xehanort, I'll refer to him as Young Xehanort when it's clear that he looks more like the young Xehanort we see in 3D. So Again, Vor's asking why everybody wants to be Keyblade Masters, everybody's laughing, having fun, ha ha ha. We cut to Xehanort saying he doesn't know why, and he kind of looks like a little bit angry. It's like, I don't fucking know why I want to be a Keyblade Master. I don't know, I just washed up on I fell from the fucking sky, who knows. So that's kind of interesting, because I know that Xehanort wanted to see other worlds, but it's like, he doesn't know why he wants to be a Keyblade Master. Again, rewatching some of the videos of the cutscenes, Xehanort just kind of talks about he just kind of just went through the same motions over and over again. So it's kind of interesting to see like how he views the Keyblade. And then we cut to the divorce. It's a young Xehanort with no name and a young Eraqus with the Master Keeper. And we have two lines. Young Xehanort's like, how can you be so sure it's not? And I'm assuming it's referring to Kingdom Hearts. And young Eraqus is like, life has taught us different lessons. And he readies his Keyblade, so we're, the divorce. Oh no. From there we get various Disney World scenarios. So they all show Xehanort, Kid Eraqus, and one of the other classmates. I'm assuming a lot of these are going to be, they're not set in stone. So we have like Vor and Erd and Bragi at some point, right? So I think probably all of these will kind of change, like instead of Vor, it could be Hermod or something. Like in a similar vein, like you can just kind of choose whatever third party member you have with you. So we have the fight inside the magic mirror. We have it's the two KH2 Heartless, the Lava Lord and Blizzard Lord, whatever the fuck they're called, in the lava treasure chamber in Agrabah. So, and then it cuts to Xehanort, Kid Eraqus, Baldur, and Bragi fighting Cerberus in the underworld. Baldur comes in, so obviously he's kind of spurred into action here. Baldur has originally been given a different assignment, avoid not going into other worlds, but it seems that has changed. Baldur tells Xehanort and Eraqus to go on ahead. I'm thinking it's probably most likely to like go face Hades or go after someone, while Bragi and Baldur fight Cerberus. And this is so fucking hilarious. Everybody, well, of course, Xehanort and Eraqus hold hands. But the funny thing is that it cuts to Eraqus. Eraqus looks like he was just told, like, he would get in the way or something, so he gets really sad. Like, he's just like, ooh, and he doesn't even fight. Like, Xehanort just drags his hand, he fucking drags Eraqus away. It's actually kind of funny. I don't know, I just find it so funny. He's just getting absolutely dragged away. He's like, fine, whatever. And then we have a shot to what I'm presuming are the Upperclassmen investigating Maleficent and Aurora in Enchanted Dominion. There's a character that does look similar to Baldur, so I'm assuming this is Baldur's sister. And then it cuts to a different scene where one of them is hurt, and a couple of the Upperclassmen rush in to fight Dragon Maleficent, but one of them just fucking kicks Dragon Maleficent in the face. Like, what a fucking mad lad. I feel like it feels like being like Dream Raptist and Xemnas fight, where I'm just getting kicked all over the damn place. What's interesting to note here is that, it shows like some certain, like, a kind of like a fight scene with them, so I'm curious if we're gonna get to play as the Upperclassmen. Although I realized, and I tried to scour, like, I thought I could have sworn that there was like a Dark Road like trailer showing off of what was to come, like, before this, and it included gameplay, but I actually don't know. I don't know if it's been in any interviews somewhere. I haven't really kept up on the interviews. Maybe we don't get to have actual gameplay, which is kind of interesting, because I'm just curious to see how this Upperclassmen stuff, like, how we're going to see it if we're not actually going to play as them. So then it cuts to Odin talking to one of the Upperclassmen in Skull at Kylum, and Odin tells the Upperclassmen, the Upperclassmen mentions Kingdom Hearts, and Odin's like, says probably Kingdom Hearts, is forbidden, and tells the kid to focus on studying darkness and its nature, which I think is kind of interesting, because, Granted, it seems like the little bits of information that we've seen in Dark Road of what these key kids have been taught has been pretty vague, but I find it kind of weird that he tells them to study darkness. Like, I'm curious, just like how much time has passed where it's like, now we can study the darkness and to try to understand it type thing, as opposed to like, darkness is our enemy, we should just fight it, right? Like the stick Eraqus has up his ass. Yeah, so that's definitely interesting. So that same upperclassman, which also, we have a Keyblade wielder of color, everyone. We have a black Keyblade wielder. It's too bad he's probably gonna die along with everybody else. But hey, we've got some representation. Hopefully he's not at all bad, considering he's the only one talking about Kingdom Hearts, and later it's like, Kingdom Hearts is forbidden knowledge. Just like, please don't make the black character also bad. It's a bad look, guys. Anyway, so that same upperclassman, he has Genie's lamp, and he's like in the lamp chamber and tells the lower classmen, Eraqus, ship name, Eraqus's group to find the light that's strong enough to accomplish our shared goal. Now, it was insinuated that the upperclassmen in Dark Road have all separated to go to other worlds, but it's interesting that we see them meet up in one place. So did they all meet up in one place before and they get separated, or were they all disparate before and then they met up in the Enchanted Minion? Who knows? But I'm curious what the shared goal is. Maybe that's to find the other upperclassmen. And then it cuts to, I believe it's definitely Xehanort. I also believe it is Eraqus in there in armor in the Realm of Darkness. Now, whether this is Kid Nort and Kid Eraqus or young Xehanort and young Eraqus is unclear. But Xehanort collapses and Odin like pops in and says like, also only you remain. But what's really interesting here is that it took me a bit to see that first, but on the right before Odin appears and then it moves to the far left side, we actually see a being of darkness. Now, Xehanort did mention he was being attacked by darkness while he was on his way to Skullhead Kylum the first time ever, but none of it was the humanoid-shaped darkness, but this is a humanoid-shaped darkness. So this is like darkness from Key. So that's really interesting to see that Eraqus and Xehanort probably had this interaction with the beings of darkness, which also explains why Eraqus has the stick up his ass, like even farther up, because the fact that Odin says like, so only you remains, like, were the other kids killed here? Like, holy shit, did Xehanort and Eraqus watch all of their friends die in front of them? It's horrible. Like, like, what is it with this series and watching your friends die in front of you? It's awful. So then it cuts to young Xehanort waking up in the Keyblade graveyard with the Master of Masters watching over him. He's like, good morning, what's up? So it's curious, because we do see this outfit, this young Xehanort outfit, right? It's very possible this is the start of young Xehanort's, Mark of Mastery, or at the very least his journey across worlds before the Mark of Mastery. For reference, in Dark Road, the upperclassmen's Mark of Mastery is them going to other worlds, but that doesn't appear to be the case for Xehanort and Eraqus. They go visit other worlds, and then they take their Mark of Mastery exam, which is apparently, from what I could tell from the Dark Road cutscenes, that's normally how it would go. Then from there it cuts to young Xehanort and young Eraqus, so there is a time skip, so this is like, presumably maybe 4 years later, right? And they're playing chess, as they do, and they're talking about dreams, it seems. So Eraqus is like, dreams, huh? It's like, yeah, what's yours? Become a Keyblade Master, says young Xehanort. He kind of almost looks like he's teasing Eraqus, which is, kind of it's their dynamic. And young Eraqus is like, I want to stay true to light, which Xehanort looks shocked, is like, really? Bro, are you really shocked? Like, he just Eraqus is always a stickler for light. Now, I have a feeling this conversation happens right before their Mark of Master exam, and it almost, considering they're talking about, like, what's your dream, and dreams are brought up in, like, from young Xehanort's perspective in, like, the earlier Dark Road cutscenes. So it's curious what Xehanort will say there, but since they bring up, like, oh, you want to be a Keyblade Master, right? I feel like that's reminiscing about their adventures with the other kids, you know, before they were fucking murdered, although I have no time frame when these children were murdered. So, from there, we cut to the divorce, part 2. Now, I want to talk about this line here. So, young Eraqus says to Xehanort, your mind's made up, which we do not talk enough. Nobody talks enough, at least in my circle of the fandom, talks enough about the parallels between Sora and Xehanort. Because when I saw that line, my first thought, like, I could hear, like, the Birth by Sleep secret ending of Riku talking to Sora and be like, hey, your mind's made up, like, to go, like, after reading the letter. Like, both Xehanort and Sora have exhibited this they both, like, if they get an idea in their head, they just follow through that. You can't stop them from what they think they need to do. And that's evident with Xehanort writing this whole, like, I gotta be the dictator of everybody's destiny, right? All the way up till the fucking end, where the ghost of his best friend / husband was like, bro, you need to chill the fuck down. Like, only then Xehanort relinquishes, like, fuck, man, I've lost, right? But that's, like, he's literally lost. He's, like, dying. Like, Sora killed a man. And Sora, of course, is, like, at the very end, he's like, I have to go save Kairi. This is what I know how to do. This is how I know how to do it, and you can't stop me. And we just don't talk about that enough. Like, the phrasing of it is very interesting. So, yeah, that parallel aside is just like, okay, so Eraqus is like, your mind's made up. Xehanort's like, Kingdom Hearts is the only way. And I think after this point we get the earlier scene of the divorce where Xehanort's like, how can you be so sure it's not? So probably there's some sort of argument that happened here. And then it cuts to young Xehanort, like, I don't know if he's ready to his Keyblade, or maybe, like, they had, like, a little skirmish and they're about to fight. Because he kind of looks like he's in pain. It's like, do you stand in my way as a true Keyblade Master? And young Eraqus is like, no, as a true friend. And the fight ensues. Eraqus does the same jump ability that we see Brain do in the battle against Darkness in Unit and Cross. Young Eraqus has these yellow and light colored VFX, while young Xehanort has the darkness VFX. So then we get the title drop, and then young Nort leaving flowers at the grave, which has been seen before in Dark Road. So, and of course, like, throughout all of this, the music used is Edge of Existence, which is the battle theme for Scala Adkylum, which is, you know, where a good chunk of the game you would think takes place. So, yeah, that's all the Dark Road stuff. Mainly, I'm just really curious to see what's gonna happen. I know that, it's kind of interesting to have a story where you know it's going, but, you know, like, see what kind of happens along the way. Like, again, like, it's so weird to have a story where you know there's going to be a bunch of children who are going to die, and you are going to have to rack your brain as to how you can stand to watch more children die in a children's video game. Anyway. Like, it's kind of nuts, actually. Like, it's fucking nuts.